Hey guys, welcome back to Different Faces. I'm Pamela,
And I'm Fatima.
and today's episode is about Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
And all the father figures, because there's many dads that are just father figures, grandparents, stepdads, guys who are just stepping in for other men. We are celebrating you.
So, this episode is coming out after Father's Day. Do you have any plans for your husband?
We do. We have a lot of plans, not only for my husband, but because my dad is also
Oh,
alive.
yes, of course.
So we have a few things planned. We're gonna have a family day on Saturday. We don't know if we're going to do farmers market yet or beach, but for sure the four of us doing something. We have our older son with us. And then Sunday we're gonna go to church, and after church is gonna be a pool barbecue day at my dad's house where we get to spend it with
Oh,
each other. So we are happy because in the middle of the World Cup. We get to be in the pool, we get to grill, and we get to do what my dad loves the most, which is to watch football or soccer.
football.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember your dad used to watch a lot of sports.
Girl, that's his passion. So, what are your plans?
Uh, our plan. So my husband is his vacation starts Friday. Well, technically tomorrow. Tomorrow's his last day of work. So we're going out of town to some place here in Germany. It's like 3 hours away.
Hmm.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, we're going out of town.
Yeah.
Explore a new place and
And explain why you're celebrating with your husband. You also have a father. Do you want to get in depth on that one?
yes. Yeah, so I'm obviously not going to be able to physically celebrate with my dad because I am in Germany and my dad is in Florida, but we'll be spiritually celebrating together.
Um, is
Yeah.
it Father's Day without your father?
No, it's not the first because when I used to live in New York, we also spend it apart. I wish we could, spend it together. Just
Hmm.
how Mother's Day passed, and obviously I was here too.
I know you'll call him, and I know you'll think of him and put FaceTime with the kids. He's a great
Oh
time,
yeah, for sure.
and
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure.
mean he's gonna be working anyways, but we're still gonna be calling him all day. Literally, we talk to my parents like all day
Same.
throughout the day.
I talk to my parents every day, at least once a day. There's not a day that goes by that we don't talk.
Oh yeah, no, it feels. I don't know. It feels weird to me. Like something's missing.
Yeah, it's interesting that I sometimes have conversations with coworkers or friends that say that they don't speak to their parents on a regular basis, especially like those that have like parents out of state or out of the country, and it's just I think it's just based on how you were raised, and
Yeah,
sometimes parents are busy or sometimes
and it also depends how close they were with their parents. Some people weren't that close, so
yeah, I'm okay with once a day. I think more than that, I am too busy. Like I wish I can, you know, speak to
I
on a regular.
if I don't answer my mom's call, she's like, "What's happening? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah,
I don't know what determines closeness with parents. I'm just glad that it is the way that it is. And I hope that it's the same way with our kids. At least I want to hear from my baby girl once a day. And I hope that I'm raising her that way because
yeah,
it will be, I don't know. I don't think I'll be the mom that will be like, oh God, here goes my daughter calling me again. I spoke to her
I
yesterday.
know."
No.
And I mean, she sees your relationship with your parents, so she'll learn from that too. So
Yes, I think so. So let's get into our dads because we both have two really amazing fathers,
yes.
and we are lucky enough to know each other's dads because we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So Tell me a little bit about your dad and any memories that you have, maybe from childhood.
My dad is a man that can do it all. Literally, he can cook, he can fix anything, he knows how to sew. Yeah, he could literally do it all. And I feel like I've learned that from him. I feel like I'm pretty handy because of him. Any memories with him when I was a child? Remember much from my childhood, but I do remember little in Peru, like we will always watch. It was a show about like emergencies that would happen, like crazy things and stories of emergencies. And like I remember us like always like being in the living room. For some reason I don't remember my sister there. I don't know if she was playing or doing other things. But I specifically remember like me and my dad like sitting on the couch or like being in the living room and watching that.
Beautiful memories as that you have with your father as an adult.
And I got married for the first time and my dad walked me out, started crying, and then I started crying. I feel like it was a very emotional moment, like my best and most memorable time with him. For my second marriage, we got married in court. We haven't had like our actual wedding yet,
Mhm.
which we will. I had that moment with my dad.
Mhm. Your dad he's a very sentimental person. So like this memory of him crying, it just reminds me of like the many times that I have seen him crying because he's just such a man that's in touch with his feelings.
Yes.
He's vulnerable and he's strong enough to show them.
Mhm.
So, well, I happen to love your father.
Thank
Growing
you.
we used to live together, and yes, he was the dad that would fix everything in both households pretty much.
Mhm. Yeah.
uh, and will cook us amazing meals, and then will crack us jokes, always teasing us, and teasing my dad because they're also great friends,
Yeah.
right? They always have the worst jokes, but they don't get upset or offended.
Oh my god. I've never seen them like when they're together, they're always laughing. Like I've never seen them upset or like they always have a good time when they're together.
Yeah, and it's beautiful even hearing them speaking on the phone sometimes. Um, so yeah, no, I have the best memories of your dad. I think your dad shows that he's been really hardworking, migrating from Peru to Japan and then to the US and dedicated his entire life to you guys and your mom.
Mhm.
Shows like this episode's about fathers, but like our parents, not to brag, our parents and our fathers are a great example of how fathers should be, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
About my dad is not a handy man. He's not a
No, he would just call my dad.
handy man. He will call. My dad, he is a very, very smart guy. Like,
He is
is a numbers guy. He doesn't really use the calculator. He likes to watch the news. He likes to be always up to date
informed.
with everything. And it could be something that is happening in Peru, where we are from. It can be something that's happening in the US, from technology and politics. He's always up to date. And it's so funny that this is like more or less growing up. Conversations with my father have always been about what's next, what class are you taking, what grade are you in, what's the next move. Until my adulthood, he is the person I call every time I have either a business proposition or I'm getting ready to move to the next step in my career. And it's like that's my almost like consultant, my guide.
Mhm.
And I remember like being at one point like annoyed at the fact that he will always talk about the news and like Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, did you see what Bitcoin, like Tesla's doing this and Elon Musk. And then one day I was in a networking event and people were talking about a topic that I had heard my dad talk about it over and over again. And I was able to get into that circle just because I knew the topic. And the reason why I
From
knew
your
the
dad.
from my dad. So after that, I got a little like emotional because it's like I get annoyed at my dad telling me all this news, but here goes my dad. Every situation appearing in my life, like he's also a weatherman, by the way. He would tell me, call me now that I'm living in my house for like 5 6 years. Calls me and tells me, by the way, tomorrow is gonna rain. It's gonna storm all day. Or we have a cold front coming. He's
That's
the
so funny.
as far as childhood memories, so many. But I remember my dad seeing that my room was like dirty, and he'll be like, "I'm going to," because he never hit us. He was always patient, and I remember him saying, "I'm going to do a trick every weekend. I'm going to go to your room once you tell me you're done cleaning it, and if it's perfect, then we'll go get a treat." And so when there was something that was not fixed, he would tell me like, "This is not fixed, or that's not fixed, that's not."
Mm-hmm.
And then he loves soccer, so we bonded over us sitting with him watching soccer. So now that the World Cup is on, I take my soccer watching matches very serious, like almost
Because you
as
gotta talk to him about it.
I want to know his input. I want to know what he thought about that penalty and what the referee's saying. Like, I want to know what he thinks about these new rules from the World Cup because all this, the bars and the cameras and his things are different, and I value his opinion. As an adult, my best memories has been him being like the best grandpa to like Adi. He's always so like he speaks to her every day. He's always my first month or two, he will come and visit me almost every day and check on us. So
Yeah. Yeah, my dad is super close with my son too. Like they're like this. Like literally. Um I remember, you mentioned soccer and your dad. I remember when your sister, she would have, her soccer games and, you and your dad were like so into it. Or her basketball games.
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember how we used to go, with our parents to like Universal Studios. Like we would take like rent like a van and just, do a road trip. That was
Yeah.
fun.
And get hotels that had like a door.
Yeah, so we could share the room. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
I, rem- I have a memory of a Marriott water slides.
Oh, that was in Marco Island.
Marco Island. Okay.
I remember that. That was like the best hotel we stayed at.
Yes. Like
Mhm.
growing up, I would say low income, mid to low income.
Mhm.
That hotel was like the highlight of my childhood.
No, that was like the best one for real. And if you remember one time we went on our trip
Mhm.
somewhere in Orlando or by Orlando, and they had to call the ambulance because my dad, he had kidney stones in a lot of pain. You remember that? And they
No,
took him to the hospital. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Mhm. Yeah. I was scared. I was like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" But
Why?
like the kidney stones weren't passing through, so like it was causing him a lot of pain, and he couldn't walk. So they called the ambulance.
I remember us being home alone one day. I don't know if you remember this. Me and you were home alone, and then we started hearing noises, and we went to the bathroom, and I had a knife. And then the door of the bathroom opened, and it was your dad, and I went like this. You remember that?
Wait, which house? Yours or mine?
It was Gatehouse in Pembroke Pines.
By yours or mine?
It was yours.
Oh, I don't remember.
I'm gonna
That's
tell you
so funny.
a horrible thing that happened to me with your dad. We went to one of those strips, okay, and we were staying. I think one of those strips where one of our families had the room with the two beds, and the other family had like the sofa and like one of those things that we ask like a side bed, right?
Mhm.
And we were sharing a bathroom. because these were rough times, but we made it happen.
Oh my
And
god, I think I know what you're gonna tell me.
the toothbrush were out.
Oh my god.
I got my toothbrush and I started brushing my teeth. And then your dad goes, "That's my toothbrush." And your dad had the same toothbrush that I had. And I ended up brushing my teeth with his toothbrush and I wanted to die.
Ew.
That day I wanted to die. I think if I could put bleach in my mouth, I would have put bleach in my mouth.
I'm sorry, like I know that's my dad and all, but sharing toothbrushes is a no go.
No,
Ugh.
no.
Oh my god, no. I would have threw up.
I think I did. I was like gagging for a little
You
bit.
know, especially because he's,
I know, exactly. That's why. No, that's one of the reasons.
what qualities make a great dad? You know, we both have dads, obviously. We have husbands that are dads. So I think we can see what qualities we see in them.
I'm gonna have to go back to like Bible times and old times where fathers were protectors and providers. I think that's one of the roles that a father should have, and just a father that takes care of their family like God intended them, and
Hmm.
just guide their family. I think that's one of the most important. Just I always remember my father being that provider, protector for us, and now my husband. Um, and that's just beautiful. But that's just one of the many qualities.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think is like some of
Well, besides that, because I feel like that's a given. I think if you're a dad and you're not being the protector of your family, then you need to reconsider.
the too late? You're already a father.
No, reconsider how you're being a dad.
Oh yeah.
Just looking at how my when my husband comes home from work and my kids get so excited and they automatically start playing with him, I feel like a good quality to have is just being fun and playful with them. Like literally, as soon as he comes home, they just tell him like "caballito," and he just gets on the floor and starts, But I feel like that's a good quality to have, being playful. Not a lot of men are connected with their emotions, being able to connect with your emotions so that your child can learn that from you. And also, so, whenever you see your child crying, you're not like, oh my God, why are you crying? Having that emotional connection with the child is very important too, and a good quality to have.
True. Mentioned the playful. It goes back to like just being present. And I know it's a contradiction because I'm like protector, provider, and sometimes protectors and providers are busy being protectors and providers. But taking that time aside to be present and be playful or be there when the kids need emotional attention and their basketball games or their practices and their rehearsals, just knowing that that is there. Kids need their parents, their fathers too.
Oh yeah. No, they definitely do. Say even if like the dad's working and very busy and not able to attend games or whatever it is that they're doing, whenever you do see your child after work, hey, how was your game? How did you do? How many goals did you score? Like knowing that you are showing that you're interested in what they're doing. How has fatherhood changed your partner?
Well, in my case, my husband,
Well,
I
you already got a dad.
father. And I love that side of him, believe it or not. When we started dating, I didn't think I wanted to be with somebody that had kids. And it had nothing to do with the kids. For me, it was more like I don't want to deal with previous drama or I don't want to deal with everything that comes with a child. My son was 6 when I met them. So just watching him, like, okay, just maneuver his way with him and his ways with him was so appealing to me. It was like, okay, that's sexy right there. That those daddy ways to me was like, wow. If that's the dad I will get, I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
because he showed you how he would be if, when you guys would have a baby.
Yes, he's very hands on. He's not afraid to like change a diaper. He's not afraid to make the milk. He will, you know, literally put Adi here and give her, and I think that for our culture, Hispanic cultures in general, we see men kind of like drifting away, leaving those things for the moms.
Hmm.
But seeing that he was a single dad, he was doing a lot of those things. What have you noticed of your husband now that he's a dad that you're like, oh my gosh?
Like I've said previously, he's always been connected with his emotions, but I feel like now, even more aware of his emotions. A man becoming a dad makes them want to be more of a provider, which I saw that change in him. I mean, he's always been, he's from New York, so I feel like the hustle is in him. But when I became pregnant with my first baby, like it lit a fire in his ass.
It's true.
Just- I'm just kidding. Gave him more of a desire to provide for us and have stability in
Yeah.
a career. What lessons do you hope your children learn from their fathers?
My husband, it's a very hardworking man. He's very strong. I hope they learn his strength.
Mhm.
He's a daredevil. He's fearless. He's very strong. So I hope that that's passed on between his strength, his courage, his determination. He's come a long way, and his work ethic.
Mhm.
Very serious. Uh,
Professional.
yeah, he's very professional. Everything that um, he does it to perfection. Like
Mm.
he does it with love. It could be something as simple as his craft at work, or if you give him any task, if you tell him like, let's make this meal, he puts like his all. He takes it very serious. Where some people are like, okay, we're just doing a meal, or if somebody gives him a task. How about you?
For me, a lesson that I want them to learn. I feel like my husband, he's very, like, he's not scared of change, not scared of taking a leap of faith, I guess you call it. He's very adaptable. So, whatever situation you put him in, he'll adapt and do what he needs to do. So, I
That's
feel like
important.
that was.
Life is full of changes.
Hmm.
It's the only constant change.
Also, like when he says he's gonna do something, he does it. I've dealt with men in the past, words, 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 and no actions.
Hmm.
But like when he says he's gonna do something, he goes through with it.
I think that it's so wonderful that we're speaking about fathers in general and like our husbands being great fathers. We have to do acknowledge though that there's not everybody that has been as blessed as we are with amazing fathers, with present fathers, or with amazing partners who happen to be amazing father,
Dads.
yeah, to their kids.
Hmm.
You hear more of their bad fathers than
Yeah, more dads need to get you know recognition. Obviously, they're doing what they have to do, but moms are also doing what they have to do. But moms get more of the recognition and the praise, and oh, you're doing such an amazing job. But I feel like dads also need that. We need to recognize when a good dad is there. So not only just talk about the bad ones and like, oh, he doesn't do anything.
I just feel like there's more bad dads.
You think there's more bad dads than good dads?
Yeah, we hear a lot of single mother stories. We don't hear that many single father stories. I think that
Well, I think it's because society has made it to like, you know, they put out more stories of dads being bad than the good ones.
I think that
Like
there's
it, there,
parents that are bad. They're not stepping up to the plate. I think a lot of parents that dads that are like, okay, you know what? Me and their mother, or me and my wife, or me and my woman, it's they're done. We're done, and they walk away with it from the kids too.
I mean, yeah, there is that like that. I wouldn't say that there's more bad dads and good dads. Do you think there's more bad dads and good dads?
It'll be interesting to look at the statistics.
That would be very interesting.
I feel like
Let's do that. Let's
you
see.
look at the statistics. I feel like for any fathers that are watching our podcast, I hope this is a call to step up your game. The father is not just sending child support checks. Being a father is being present. They're only little, not even 18 years, 12, 13.
Well, I mean, being a single mom is not necessarily just because the dad is not being good. It could be that the dad is not alive. They don't know who the dad is. I feel like so many reasons why a mom could be single. Not just that the dad doesn't want to take care of the kid.
How can we find those statistics?
Okay.
What did you
In the
find?
United States, roughly 80% of fathers live with their children, while about 1 in 4 children live in father absent homes.
1 in 4 children
Children.
live in absent father homes. We talk about how great our parents have been, our fathers and our husbands are great fathers. But the reality is that there's a lot more men that could step up to the plate of being better fathers.
Like you said, it's not only about the money, it's not about paying child support. It's about being present and letting your child know that you're there, spending time with them, teaching them about life, especially when they're teenagers.
Kids need their both parents, their fathers, their mothers.
Hmm.
And I understand that more than 50% of like relationship end up in divorce, and it happens. That should not interfere in our roles as parents.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you divorce the mom or the dad, but at the end of the day, you're still a parent. So you still have to fill that role for the kids.
And imagine if roles were reversed. There's a divorce, the kids stay with the mom
Hmm.
most of the time. I don't know how many of the kids are sharing custody like equally, but majority, the court decides that there has to be a primary home, so the kids feel like, okay, this is a home, and then they alternate weekends with that. Imagine if roles were reversed, where the primary parents were the dads, and then we would just like randomly show up here and there when when they need money or weekends.
Okay, so children who grow up with an active, involved father. Because obviously, like, you could have a father in the house, but if he's not actively involved, it's the same as nothing, right? So children who grow up with an active, involved father or father figure benefit tremendously. They consistently exhibit better cognitive and academic performance, higher self esteem, and greater emotional security.
Carol, that is so true.
Yeah.
Can nobody like tear me down, bring me down? I'm like unoffendable. I think that it's so important for fathers to be there for their daughters because they build their self-esteem.
Yeah.
And kids are watching. They're paying attention how these dads are treating moms, how they're treating
Hmm.
others. This is a fact. Father's Day is the least celebrated holiday.
I mean, that's what that it goes back to what I said about how, moms are celebrated more. and you mostly hear bad thing, like the bad things, like about the dads that are not present. You don't really hear about the dads that are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get like the big recognition. A lot of people just say like, "Oh, well, he's being a dad. He's doing his job."
Yeah.
But when it comes to a mom, it's like, "Oh my God, she's the best mom. Look how she loves her child." But that's what we're supposed to do,
Yeah.
you know.
The least celebrated holidays, and I think that we put a lot of emphasis on celebrating moms and not as much as emphasis in celebrating that. I know that for a fact. Like in my family, we go all out for Mother's Day. For Father's Day, we're still going out, but it's like we're gonna watch the game. We're gonna grill. You're gonna grill. Happy
Yeah, but
Father's.
that's sad. I think that should change,
Oh, absolutely.
especially now, like we have husbands that are dads, and we also want them to feel special, how we want to feel special. So
Yes, father's supposed to be the head of the household, the nucleus, the structure, the protectors and providers, and they should be celebrated as such.
if we could thank our dads for one thing, what would you thank your dad for? If I could thank my dad for something, I mean, this is gonna go back to everything that we just said, but for being a present dad, being able to show vulnerability in his emotions when needed. A lot of dads, I feel like they don't like to show their emotional side because they want to be strong. But I feel like my dad is a pretty strong man, and he's not like a person that's crying all the time, but he's able to cry when he has to, and he's not afraid to show his emotions, which is kind of funny because he's able to cry in front of people, but I don't like to cry in front of people.
Yeah, I was
So
thinking.
yeah, I mean, I admire that about him, that he's able to show his emotions and still be strong, you know?
So you're like your mom.
No, my mom cries too.
Yeah.
So I don't know who I'm like, but um, being present, vulnerable, and being a hard worker. Like my dad works even if he's sick. He, well, I feel like both of our parents, they have that good work ethic or that drive.
I have to thank my dad. I would thank him for dedicating his entire life to us. I think that my dad life really revolved around us and providing for us. My dad was very comfortable in Peru, suits type of job, and he came here and began to do truck deliveries, and sacrificing his career to give us a better future in more developed country, and putting us to school. My dad to me is the reason, alongside my mom, why I am the way I am. Same thing with my sister. Um, and I want to be that type of mom and that type of parent. I know that there's a push for self-care and making sure that you're okay, because we have to be okay to be good parents. But I also
Mhm.
want to be those parents that give their all for their kids and live for
Selfless.
selfless. I want to be that mom, and I'm already that mom. My daughter
Mhm.
is first, and there's not a time where I call my mom or my dad that they will tell me I'm busy, I'm with friends, I have an appointment. They will drop heaven on earth to be with me or to help me, and I
Yeah.
need to be that mom. I can relate to the moms that are not like that. I can relate to those that don't have a mom like that. I just know that
Yeah.
that's the parents that I was raised, and that's the type of mom that I want to be. And I know you're the same because you had the same parents.
Yeah. I mean, I do wish, obviously, like we were saying all of these good things about our parents and how they were present and how good they were to us. I do wish that everyone had parents like that. Unfortunately, not everybody does. So this is not to throw in people's faces, oh, I had good parents. We don't want anyone to feel like we are showing off or talking down to people that didn't have. You know, everybody has their own journey, and I do wish that every whoever has a child, if you're a parent, be present for your kids. It's not just about the money, it's not about, oh, I can buy them all these expensive things. That's if you can give them that, that's a plus. But being present and showing them that you love them is like the most important thing. Just giving them your presence and being there.
Yes, and it's never too late. It's never too late if, let's say, we made mistakes in the past because parents are imperfect.
Hmm.
Maybe this is a calling to say, you know what, I'm going to be a more devoted parent. It's never too late. And for those that
Yeah.
didn't have the amazing parents, like you said, um, let that be sometimes motivation for us to do better for our kids
Yeah. Break the cycle, you know.
and to forgive.
Be Yeah, be the parent that you wish you had.
Now, let's end it with a lesson that your dad taught you, like something you learned from him.
Mm.
So I remember this anecdote because it was like my college essay and the essay that I will always tell when I'm writing my for like essays for scholarships. One day, because we didn't speak English and I was having a hard time learning it, and I was on top of that being bullied in school for not speaking English. And I just remember that I was telling my dad that I was having a hard time and I was frustrated and I was getting a little attitude. I wanted to go back home Peru. And then my dad's like, well, when you don't know something, you need to ask. I already don't speak English, and then the kids are gonna make fun of me. And then he told me, you can ask the question and not know the answer and pass as ignorant on the topic for 1 second or 1 minute when you ask it, or you can remain ignorant on that topic for the rest of your life if you don't ask questions
Mm.
you're supposed to know. And that, like, at my 12 years old, that stuck with me. And I said, yeah, I can either ask the question and I will know right there and then and not be a fool,
Mhm.
or like completely disregard it and not know. So after that day, I began to raise my hand and ask the questions, and I was no longer afraid to ask questions. And I think I applied that concept to my life moving
Yeah,
forward.
I mean, there's no such thing as a dumb question, they say.
But
Oh,
kids are cool.
yeah.
Kids are cool. But yeah, I think that's what my dad taught me, to like not be afraid of ask questions and stay curious.
I think what my dad taught me is that I don't need a man.
Okay.
I want a man. Well, I have a man,
Okay.
you know. I have a man. I love my man.
Mhm.
And, but I don't need a man to do things for me because I can do it all. No, but like all jokes aside,
That's
yeah, I feel like my dad has taught me, to do a lot of like, handy things. And when I say I don't need a man, obviously I need my man. I could do a lot to fix things or take care of myself. Pretty handy.
pretty handy. But yeah, no, my sister's good at building things, and my dad has never been good at building things. He's not like a handy person.
No, it's not, and I feel like when it comes to like building things or put things together, it's not even about like being man or woman. It's just if you have the patience for it, or if you have like the creativity, seeing past the tools that you have in front of you.
I think our parents have taught us a lot, but the whole like strength, work ethic, vulnerability. My dad he's not like the crying type. At least growing up, he wasn't the crying type. I could see him like having hard times, and he wasn't like the crying type. But after I had My baby? Oh my gosh. Like even I have a video of me showing him that I'm pregnant. I have the ultrasound, and he started crying. And it was just like, I think one of the few times that I saw him cry. And ever since then I seen him cry a lot.
Well, grandkids change
Uh-huh.
the parents.
Mhm.
But now that I think about it, I don't even think I've ever seen your dad mad.
My dad has one of the most beautiful personalities.
Like I've never seen him mad.
He's always happy. When he gets mad,
Laughing, making jokes.
when his soccer team is losing. When the internet goes out and he in the middle of a game, when his soccer team is losing,
That's funny.
he doesn't get mad. Yeah, he has a beautiful personality.
That's good.
Mhm.
Did you get that from him or no?
I didn't, unfortunately. I wish I got my mom's personality. I'm a firecracker. You know that.
Your sister's more, it's a little more relaxed than you, but she's also a little, she has her.
Yeah, my sister's like charismatic and she's smiling and she laughs.
But don't get her mad.
But don't get her. Yeah, I think I've gotten better
Yeah.
with time. I guess as I became a mom,
Hmm.
you would see me more zen. I want Ari to like not see me overreact, but
Yeah, I think I've changed in that aspect too. Like I'm more.
I have never seen you like. I don't think you have a bad personality or like you. I think you always been zen
Thank
and
you.
small.
My parents would disagree with you.
Really, I don't remember you like having an attitude.
In terms with like arguing with people in arguments in like the way I argue now with, let's say, my husband, to how I used to argue with my previous partner, like it's completely different. Like, but it's also because different people bring different sides of you.
I think for those that don't have that present, because they either passed away or are in different countries or were just not a present father, is leaning to whoever was that father figure for you, even if that was your mom, even if that was an uncle, a brother. There are men out there stepping up for other men, or those who maybe their fathers came in later in their life. Maybe allow space in your heart for forgiveness and just to be able to amend, because you never know what people go through. Ignore the noise.
Yeah, and obviously, as much as we all want our parents to be present, everybody has different journeys. It might be hard to forgive, but we never know what parents are going through. Try to forgive and not live with anger. And if like I said before, if you have kids or are planning on having kids, just make sure to be present and not follow the same steps that the not present parent had. Just be there. Just be there.
Yeah, just be there. Mm.
Actively be there. All right, guys. So that was today's episode. Like we said before, happy Father's Day to all the dads and all the father figures out there. Enjoy your day, and we hope that you are celebrated how you will want to be celebrated. And to the dads that are not present in their kids' life, be present.
Get to it.
But all jokes aside, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's
Um, yes. And before we go, like always, we want to take a deep breath in and let this be a reminder that it is okay to slow down, embrace the growth, and embrace your face. And thank you for being here with us on Different Faces. Until next time.
Yay!